Hello, everyone. My name is Chris the Comic Vet. Good morning. If you're joining me live, thank you very much. If you're catching us on the rewind, thank you very much. Welcome to the Mini-Con on Main Street, the Retro Rocket Comics official Comic-Con. And it is hopping. And let me tell you why. I'm right beside the window here. I'll turn my computer. It is raining sideways. We actually have a tornado warning here in Ontario. And that is mind-blowing. Let me tell you, mind-blowing. There's actually a tornado warning. So if my internet gets a little choppy, I apologize. I'm actually hot-spotting here inside. I want to say like a shared space that Retro Rocket Comics rents their location out of for this particular building. And this place is starting to come to life. There are some creators here. Richard Comley, the creator of Captain Canuck, is in the house. I saw him. Michael Schwartz, the creator of Armored, that Kickstarter independent comic book. You may have seen an interview with him previously on Actual Dracula's channel. He's here in the house, along with some of the artists that have done variant covers for that particular comic book. I have thoroughly enjoyed issue number 1. Michael actually just dropped off a couple issues right now. We're going to get into that. And I can see some of the 501st Vader's Fist cosplayers are here. So I'm happy to see that in action. And also Spider-Man's in the house. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Adrian, better known as Actual Dracula, I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple times, but I've only met Adrian on U.S. soil. But for the first time ever, I actually got to say hello to Adrian here in Canada. And there's Actual Dracula right behind me. Drac is setting up this morning right beside me here, and he's going to be taking care of some of his artwork that he's been producing lately. He's got some gorgeous prints, some covers that he's worked on as well. If you can hear that alarm, that's the tornado warning that's going off again. Again, let me show you what's happening just outside. I don't know if you can see the rain bouncing, but it is crazy. Crazy. It's raining sideways. Not the wrong airport. Anyways, this con is starting to come to life. And again, what's really cool about this particular Comic-Con is that it's actually sponsored by the city of Cambridge. And that is a pretty cool feat, I gotta admit. Chris reached out to a handful of dignitaries that represent the city of Cambridge. We're kind of expecting the mayor to possibly show up and some other people as well. Maybe the local member of parliament may swing by, as well as a presser that I've been using lately, Scott from Hot Off the Press. He may stop by. But let's just quickly stop and say good morning to the chat. Again, I appreciate everyone that's here. First and foremost, bright and early this morning is Las Cruces. My man, hope that you're doing well in New Mexico. I appreciate you stopping by and constantly supporting your channel, as well as Eli Gunther, my man. Good morning. Happy. She's the point where I would say Happy New Comic Book Day, because I'm used to doing this on New Comic Book Day. Anyways, good morning from the Mini-Con on Main Street here in beautiful Cambridge, Ontario. And let's see if I can pronounce this right. Bug 3 Relungs. Hey, from South Australia. Let's hope that tornado is a long, long way from you, my man. I appreciate that. Me too. The sky is just a little bit of a white right now. Not kind of represent what you would normally see for tornado activity in Ontario, which is incredibly rare, let me tell you. Incredibly rare. But usually we get that green, purple hue that shows up. But again, this rain is coming down really, really hard. And yeah, as you can see, there's a patio set up here on the sidewalk. That's Main Street that you were just looking at. Main Street in the wintertime is a normal bustling street, but in the summertime, Cambridge actually shuts it down and it becomes a walking street. There are parking lots on either side of the street. And this is the street, of course, that my LCS is situated on, Retro Rocket Comics. And the plan originally was to have the street full of the vendors that are setting up inside out on the street. So Adrian and myself were going to be set up really close to the front of Retro Rocket Comics, because I wanted Retro Rocket Comics to be in the backdrop of this shot that you're looking at right now. But Mother Nature said, you need to head indoors. And there was thankfully a plan B, and we've executed plan B beautifully. I'm looking at a Star Wars cosplayer and Spider-Man. I'm going to see if I can get them in the shot here. As you can see, there's the cosplayer from Star Wars in the franchise. Spider-Man is now hanging out with them. That's pretty cool. So I'm hoping at some point to have some people pop in and say hello and have a chat for a moment. Like I said, actual Dracula's there. Hey, man, I'm a big fan. Just want to say.
Can we get a picture with that?
Sure.
You finish your thing.
Yeah, I'm live streaming, but I'll catch up with you.
I want a picture.
All right, man. So that was Spider-Man. Not every day you get to meet the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man outside New York City. Let's be honest. And that's a pretty good costume. The one that Spider-Man's wearing is actually the Sony PlayStation suit with the white spider. Shout out to Marvin Wynn, my man, Marvin. Hope that you're doing well. It's nice meeting you at Heroes Con earlier this year, man. Dead Man. Happy new comic. See again. Happy new comic book day. Happy mini con from Main Street Day. Dead Man, appreciate you stopping by, and everyone. I'm going to ask you to swing over to Deadman's channel. Make sure that you subscribe. Deadman is now producing some content. He's been going through a lot of his DC books, particular ones that spotlight Superman. And I've really been enjoying some of the content that he's doing out from the UK. So make sure that you swing by and give Deadman a subscribe. Scotty Vaughn, my man, thank you for stopping by. Live from the Minicon on Main Street. And wish I was there to meet you in person, man. One day, for sure, my man. For sure. Look forward to shaking your hand and having a big old chat. And yeah, Scotty, I'm going to ask you, since you have mod skills, if you're still here, would you mind dropping the link to Deadman's channel? I'm going to talk about Deadman's channel a little bit, but if the link is there, then that'll give everyone the opportunity to swing by and give Deadman at least a quick subscribe. So we are here live. I did bring some DC packs I'm going to try and sell. Just to grab one right here. This is the Nubia and the Amazon with the Walmart exclusive on the front here. I'm going to reach over and grab this one here. This is Batman and the Outsiders, issue number 13. This is the Walmart exclusive as well. And this one over here, as you get it situated with my armpit, that's Black Manta, issue number 1. Very, very cool. So I'm hoping to move some of those. But as Adrian continues to get himself set up here, I'm going to show a couple books that was just gifted to me by Michael Schwartz, the creator of Armored. Shout out to Roscoe, my man Roscoe. Hope that you're doing well. Hope your dad's doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Good morning to you. And thank you, my man. Appreciate that. Everyone that's hanging out right now, I'm going to ask you to please just swing over to Deadman's channel. Give him a sub. It's a brand new channel that's happening. He's just putting out some content. Again, he's showing some of his fantastic collection with some older Silver Age, Golden Age, and Copper Age DC books featuring Superman on the cover. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, that's the link to that, Scotty. Appreciate you. And all right. So this is pretty cool. This is a variant cover of Armored number 1. How gorgeous is that? It does have, wow, I'm impressed. It does have some sweetness happening up there. If you take a look at the trade dress, I don't know, some shiny and foiled up that is. This is just gorgeous. Very, very nice. Okay, so this is Armored. Like I said, this was a Kickstarter comic book. I did give away one of these books a couple months ago as a part of the Comic Army box. It was autographed, the normal cover A. This is a gorgeous variant cover that is definitely done by Jay Lee. Shout out to Jay Lee, and actually shout out to Scotty Vaughn, who's been talking about the opportunity. He's going to have the opportunity to meet Jay Lee in this short while. Yeah. Adrian's there taking pictures of our setup, so I got to do the gimmick. But as you can see, this gorgeous cover of Armored, and he also handed me issue number 2, and this is autographed by the variant cover or pardon me, the variant cover artist, Jeff Dickson. And how nice is that? The trade dress is foiled out again in silver. This is a gorgeous cover. As you can see, Mr. Dickson's signature is right there. Again, just looking through this comic book, this is very high quality. It's a very nice cardstock, really nice paper that they use for this. I did go through issue number 1. I enjoyed it. Like I said, Adrian from Actual Dracula did do an interview with Michael Schwartz a little while ago. Make sure that you swing by and check out that interview. I'm hoping Michael gets an opportunity to come by and have a chat with me. He was talking earlier that he was in New York just a little while ago, New York City, and he was surprised by the amount of people that actually had already previously picked up his comic book. And a lot of people were coming out and getting the book signed, and he actually did a signing at the Secret Stash. Now, how cool is that? I've had the opportunity to swing by the Secret Stash, and Mike actually reached out to Michael Zapsik, who is now running the stash, and Zap said to him, hey, I was actually just talking about your comic book. How cool is that? And invited Michael then to come by and do a signing. So that was pretty cool to hear. And if you haven't been to New Jersey to visit the Secret Stash, I highly recommend it. It is a terrific shop. All those guys that used to be on that show, the Comic Book Men, were there when I walked in. And yeah, that was a pretty cool day. So let's take a look at this. And oh, I see Roscoe just subbed up to Deadman. That's cool. All right. So what shall we talk about? Before we talk about anything, how about this? Let's give Retro Rocket Comics, my LCS, your LCS, friend of my channel, friend of your channel, a quick little tour. Earlier this week, when I was here for New Comic Book Day, Chris gave me permission to walk around and do a walking tour. So this is Retro Rocket Comics. And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that walking tour of Retro Rocket Comics. Shout out to Chris again for letting me take a walking tour and spotlight some of the incredible product that he has there. Now, if there was anything that you happen to see there, I highly recommend that you find Retro Rocket Comics across one of their social media platforms. I'll spotlight the little card I have made right here, Retro Rocket Comics on Instagram, Retro Rocket Comics and Toys on Facebook, or visit their website at www.retrorocketcomics.com. If there's anything that you saw there, reach out to Chris or his wife Kelly. They should be able to hook you up with what you're looking at and give you a solid price. If you're able to make it down here today, the shop is open, and I got to spin the camera. They're talking to Adrian right there. Is Richard Comley. Richard Comley is a creator of arguably the most famous independent Canadian comic book of all time, and that is Captain Canuck. So yeah, shout out to Kenneth. Don't call me Marty Bird. Hi to everyone here today. Thanks, my man. So in just a moment, I'm going to spotlight some of the awesome prints that Adrian, better known as Actual Dracula in the YouTube comic community, has brought. Now, there are some people that have started to arrive here, but let me tell you, the weather is not helping. It is still downpouring outside here. And again, we have a member of the 501st here. Just looks terrific. All right, Adrian, my man, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to take a look at some of your prints.
All right.
So I'm going to spin the camera over here. And look, how awesome is this? Finally, we get to share the same screen.
I know.
So I got my mic here. So, okay. So, Adrian, man, if any of you happen to have the opportunity to swing down here today, the con is going to about 4 or 5 o'clock. Adrian will be here for most of the day. However, if you don't have the chance to make it to the mini con and you are interested in some of these gorgeous prints, just reach out to Adrian on Instagram, Actual Dracula. Reach out to him however possible you can. How else can they find you?
Yeah, Actual Dracula on Instagram. That's probably the best way. On YouTube as well.
Right.
But yeah, if I post all my art on my IG.
So if there's one, let me tell you that my channel's getting quite the coup here to see some of these prints. But again, if there's anyone that you're interested in with these prints, reach out to Drac. You'll find a way to get it to you. All you have to do is work something out.
Absolutely.
And Scotty Vaughn saying what's up. Okay, my man. Let's take a look.
So I've got some prints and some original sketch covers for sale here today. If you do follow me on Instagram, I have been posting all of these pieces, these prints that I just got done up. So you may have seen these, but here they are in physical print form. So these are my series of portraits I'm doing. The plan is I've got a list of 100 characters. So I'm doing 100 portraits like this in this style, at least. Once those 100 are done, who knows, I may go beyond that. We'll see. Maybe I'll get sick of them by then. But first up is Cyclops.
That's X Factor Cyclops right there.
X Factor Cyclops,
That's
one of my favorites.
awesome. That is
I
awesome.
was going back and
close.
forth. I was going back and forth with that in the 90s Cyclops. But his hair was giving me trouble, so I just
this is one of my favorites. This is kind of like a quiet nod to Walt Simonson's Cyclops from X Factor. That is tremendous, my man.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh my God.
And next up we've got Magneto. So
look at this. He looks so serious. My God. Adrian, that is incredible, man.
thank you. Yeah.
Incredible.
All right. So
Oh my God. It keeps getting better.
Can everyone hear me okay through the mic? They probably.
Everyone that's
Right.
watching right now, can you just give us a little shout out if you can hear Adrian clearly? If not, I'll just give him the mic
Don't
straight
worry.
up.
You just.
Oh,
I'm just showing what I got,
God.
anyways. You know who that is? That's.
Oh my goodness.
That's Daredevil.
Oh my. The shading is terrific. My God, man, I feel like I'm handling gold. It's a very nice.
We got
Oh,
Dark Side.
Dark Side is. Look at that. All right. Bugger Lugs is saying that he hears us loud and clear, and Scotty Vaughn has shared this. We can hear you, Drac.
All right.
Share it. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you. Appreciate you. Looks like Chris will be buying most of them. And you're being heard loud and clear in the UK.
All right. Excellent. I got two more of these portrait series. Next up is Batman, which is the first one I ever did.
Really?
Yeah. And once it was that one that kind of made me decide that's the particular kind of style I was going to work in with these portraits, and it's been working out really well so far. So, minimal color palette, solid color backgrounds. I'm trying to keep it to, 2 to 3 colors max. That's kind of the whole theme with these, really.
Understood. Izzy has joined us. Izzy, my man, welcome to the Minicon on Main. And unfortunately,
right.
Mark, appreciate you stopping by. Good morning.
You can always turn your volume down, Mark. You don't have to listen to me.
And it's the
last
French.
up, you got our friend Spidey.
Oh, that's great. Great shadowing. Again, the side profile. I think everyone would say, we know which one Chris is going to say that's his favorite. But if I can go back to one earlier, my favorite was actually this.
Magneto, okay.
Oh, yeah, man. It breaks my heart to go against Spider-Man.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a fan, but this is just incredible work, man. I like that the eyes are kind of lighting up just a little bit inside the helmet, and everything else is dark around the eyes. That is just great work.
Yeah, so that's it for those the portrait series.
So again, anyone, if you see a print that you like and you're interested in picking it up for your own personal collection, or to possibly give it away, whatever you want to do with it, just reach out to Adrian, Actual Dracula on Instagram. How's it going, man? Good. So, like I said, we are at a con. We are set up here, and people are now stopping by. So, if you have any questions, man, for either one of us, just speak up. Yeah, it's all good, man.
So if I do have a few more prints I can show off as
all
well,
right.
if you're interested in seeing it.
That's are you tabling?
Yeah.
We're actually sharing a table.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see it, but I got a whole setup here.
And Izzy is saying that's some great art, and he did turn it down. He's lip reading, so he can still hear your voice.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
So we're going to get into a few other prints. These are a little bit bigger, and I'm not going to say they are better, but my God, I don't know how you have a life with the work that you're putting into this stuff. Yeah, this is incredible.
It's been a busy summer.
All right, let's start with this mashup.
So first up, this is a mashup piece. The prompt for this came from fellow K-fam. I don't know if it was Nick who first came up with it, WrestlePop on IG, but basically the idea was a Batman Mad Max mashup. And I do believe, so there, quite a few people submitted. I do believe at some point this will be printed into a zine or comic. I'm not sure. I don't have word on that yet. But this was my submission. I figured, you know what? I was really happy with the piece I did, so I just ended up making a print of it.
Yep.
So here we've got the Ayatollah of rock and roll himself, Lord Humongous, breaking the bats.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So we have a mashup that's also an homage,
yes,
and a shout out to a great Clint Eastwood movie, The Ayatollah of Rock and Roll, Hello Heartbreak Ridge. My goodness, the breaking of the bat. After I saw Mad Max, I never looked at that goalie mask the same way again.
It's true, yeah.
So we do have a question Izzy's asking,
How many marks are in each piece?
how many marks are-
You know, I haven't counted them yet, so I'm just estimating. So this one is that print right there is $10,000 actually, because I think there's about at least that many marks there.
Wow.
That is of course a callback to my comic battle with Beckerman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We will definitely show the table setup. Batmax. Yep. I remember this from BTL. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
The next one is actually a famous piece. And we know that Mark from Legion of Comics is hanging out, as well as Roscoe and Izzyverse right here. If you participated in the Comics Curing Cancer art book, which is right here, covered by Austin LeMay, Adrian had the privilege of doing an incredible piece that was featured inside this fantastic comic book. This is the print, and
So the colored version was printed in the book, but the original was just ink on paper, of course. So I got a print up done of the original inks for that.
right out of my heart, Swamp Thing. This is gorgeous. And heads up, everyone, Mark is kind enough to let us know there's only 11 books left on the website. All you have to do is visit DJ Link's Big Cartel. Hope I said that the right way. If you're interested in getting yourself one of those, hold on. We are not done with this print. You can.
Yeah.
I just want to spotlight the background on this is so nice. Again, Ellen Moore Swamp Thing was one of the first mature books that I read as a young reader, and I fell in love with Swamp Thing at that point. And it also then gave me the affection for John Constantine that I still have to this day. But I'll always have a soft spot for Swamp Thing, and this is gorgeous, man. This is gorgeous. Good for you.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I was really happy with how that turned out. The original of that, of course, will be up for auction during the C3 auction coming this October.
Let me see if I happen to have one of the banners for that. Anyways, let's quickly just shout out C3. The Sonic the Hedgehog 69 variant, the big time collectibles shared exclusive with C3 is still available. It's now available for $15. And I don't know if there's any more bundles, but there still might be, don't know if there is, a shared bundle with the C3 art book and Sonic the Hedgehog 69 for $30. All you have to do is visit DJ Link's Big Cartel, that particular website, and it's there. Guess Drac forgot those pieces were not to be reprinted. We're in a different country, man, so...
Well,
to
be fair, this is a black and white version.
Oh, it's a variant, is what you're saying. Shout out to Carlito Classico, my man. Good morning. My brother of the Leaf has joined us per the C3 agreement. Okay.
Fair enough. Well, I might just end up doing these as giveaways. So
you're in Canada, man. Do what you like.
I've got one print left. We do things differently up here.
Wow, what a print!
One print left, and this is this is Spawn right here.
Ooh,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong. This was Adrian's entry into the Spawn contest that ran a little while ago. Oh, look who it is.
Hey guys. How's it going?
Good. We're just spotlighting some of Adrian's prints, and we're down to the last one, which is the Spawn print that he has. That is incredibly detailed. This was Adrian's entry into the Spawn contest. That was earlier this year, late last year, that Todd McFarlane had running for a while. And my God, to see this in person, like the work around each one of the hands is what draws me right away, especially his right hand here. This one up here. This is gorgeous. Again, apologies for the glare, everyone. Yeah, that's terrific. So it looks like the weather is finally helping. This is Chris. This is Chris, everyone.
Hi guys. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, looks like the tornado warning is finally over,
Yes.
and the rain has stopped. It does look a little overcast. We have some more people starting to show up. But Chris, what's happening with Retro Rocket Comics today here?
Well, this is hopefully our first annual mini con on Main. Maybe next year it'll be bigger and better. Weather dependent. But yeah, so this is pretty exciting. A little nerve wracking. I've never done this before, so it's been a challenge. But I'm looking forward to it. So,
Okay.
I'm excited. And the store is still open. We've got some really good deals over at our tent here at 15 Main.
Yep.
But yeah, the store is still open. You can go over to the store, check it out. We got Spider-Man here. We got a member of the 501st. Lots of great vendors. Lots of great writers and artists. So please, if you're in the area, please feel free to stop on by.
All right. When you got a free moment, come by. We'll have a little chat.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. And we do have some door prizes. A gentleman that does a lot of really nice signs for us in the store. There's really intricate woodcut designs of all your favorite superheroes and villains.
Yep.
We've got a couple of door prizes, so make sure when you come in to ask for a ticket, and we'll get you set up.
Okay.
Here's yours.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do me a favor. Grab 4 of anyone that you like and take those for door prizes as well. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So yeah, let's see. Kelly is on the present. Kelly is in the chat and here at the con. That's Chris's wife, co-owner of Retro Rocket Comics. Good morning, Kelly, again. And Deadman is saying Spawn is his favorite Adrian. Don't even read Spawn. Let me tell you, man, you're missing out.
Thank you.
Now that Todd McFarlane's kind of gone away from Spawn, Spawn's been pretty good.
Admittedly, I haven't read a Spawn book.
Really?
In quite some time.
Oh, but you have read Spawn.
I have read Spawn,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
I think the last one I read was like when King Spawn came out. I think I read the first issue of that. Anyways, Mark, don't get your panties in a knot because I did want to mention that if I do sell any of these prints, all proceeds will be going towards C3 for this print in particular. So hopefully I do. So I've got 10 of them, so it'll be something if anyone does.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk numbers on what you're asking on these, or do you want to just kind of work things out with people?
Yeah. Right now, I'm selling the small prints for 15.
15?
The large prints for 25.
25.
And then I have got so I've got some sketch covers as well. Maybe I'll show off a couple of those.
Sure, man.
And
sure.
Guys, whatever I don't sell here today, I will post up on my Instagram, and they will be available to whoever grabs it first. I guess whoever's interested.
Okay, so everyone, while he grabs some of his incredible sketch covers, make sure that you swing by Actual Dracula on Instagram, give him a sub. Again, if there's something that you see here that you're interested in, reach out to him. He'll work something out with you. Like I said, it looks like it's maybe an 8x8 square. The headshots, he's asking 15, and then a little bit more for the full-size prints. Again, the black and white Swamp Thing, he just mentioned that the proceeds will be going to C3, which is happening in October. You don't want to miss out on that. As well as the Batman mashup, the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, where we have Lord Humongous breaking the Bat's back. And okay.
All right, I'll just show a few of these real quick.
Oh my goodness.
First up, we've got Dr. Doom.
Wow. This might be the most spoken about character right now in comics, let's be honest. Yeah. How gorgeous is that? Oh my, this might be my favorite. So here we have Spider-Gwen. Very nice. Oh, she's wearing the chucks. I'm impressed. I like the way that you use the pink into this.
Thank you. Yeah.
Really, really nice. Ooh. Were these your favorite growing up?
Raphael.
Oh, Raphael?
Yeah.
Okay. This incredible TMNT cover with Mikey just kind of popping in the shot there.
Yeah.
Leo was my favorite, but I always liked the Swordsman myself.
Yep.
Yeah. Raph was your favorite. Very nice. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to handle these books right now. I almost feel nervous. My favorite member of the Fantastic Four, like by a mile, is Ben Grimm the Thing. Very nice. So this is Adrian's take on Ben Grimm the Thing on Fantastic Four issue number 1. I believe this book was released last year. And they have Alex Ross doing the covers right now.
That's right.
Yep. Very nice. And the last
I got a couple more there, but
okay. Oh my goodness. I believe Alien Romulus just dropped in the last couple days. Look at that.
From First Alien, that is Kane.
Very
Kane
good.
Face hugger.
Oh my goodness, it's so nice. Awesome.
Thank you.
You have a wee bit of talent, sir. A wee bit of talent.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's there's a lot of work. I'll say that. It's been a busy month.
So,
2 months.
If someone is interested in one of those gorgeous sketch covers, do you have different prices on it? Do you want to announce that here, or do you want to kind of keep it private?
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I actually need to put my price tags on.
Yes, up
these,
front
but
here.
Yeah, they are priced differently.
Okay.
And in terms of commissions, again, that it depends. I am available for commissions.
Yep.
I don't have some artists will have a set commission price list. But for me, I find it doesn't necessarily. It really depends on what you want. And also, I work in different mediums. It depends on the medium.
Right.
So they all are priced differently.
So you're open to negotiation.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But these are starting at 75.
Yep.
So these are generally 75 to 100.
Okay.
And then my commissions will
incredibly
start
fair.
around
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So one more time, I'm just going to take a quick go through them, everyone. So you can see these are not just normal pencil sketches. You do have a lot of color here, including this face hugger for Alien on the blank variant from issue number 1. The Ben Grimm, right away you can tell this is 5 colors just right off the bat, if not more. Gorgeous. I got him. This is probably my favorite, man. And I am not the biggest Ninja Turtles fan, although I do enjoy Ninja Turtles. This is incredible. A lot of nice color, and I like the flavor that you went with, just having a pastel base on this. Really nice.
The backboards.
So yeah, he does do some backing board work as well. Very nice. Oh, you want to talk about this one?
Sure.
This guy needs no introduction.
Yeah, I think it's self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It says there on the front, on the cover.
It's very nice. So this is a sketch blank for Batman 357, that reprint that came out just a while ago. Very nice. This kind of has a Frank Miller flavor to it. Is this what you're going for? Are you going for the Dark Knight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, really nice. I like that you went with the red that matches the trade dress as well. Really well done.
Thank you.
And this has a little Cesar Romero flavor. I don't know if that's what you're going for, but that's kind of what I see here.
See that, yeah.
But the Joker issue number 1 from that Tynan run, really good. This one probably took a little while. Was this more than a day?
Yeah, that was. I worked on that over a period of a couple of days. Kind of chipped away at it. Yeah.
Really good. I like this one a lot. This is really more of a full cover piece, because you've taken your background all the way up to the trade dress itself. Everyone, if you can notice, he does have that orange. If that's right, I would say that's orange, right? Yeah, orange that goes right up to the trade dress as well. Again, I kind of think he has a little bit of a Cesar Romero flavor. I might be wrong, but hey, art is subjective. Let's be honest. Wow. Tremendous.
Yeah, thank you.
So 20.
Although he is missing the mustache.
Yeah. Well, he did cover it up.
You could always add that in.
25 Perez through the mail has joined us. Appreciate you stopping by. Welcome to the Minicon on Main Street live stream. Steve the Voice White. Hey guys, sorry I'm not making the trek out today. Well, that's okay, man. We know the weather is not necessarily participating in the way that you would hope it would. However, it's finally stopped raining here. But yeah, again, everyone, make sure that you're following Actual Dracula on Instagram. Also, obviously, his YouTube channel.
Yep.
And if there's any pieces that you saw here today, whether it's the smaller print, the larger print, the Comics Cure Cancer print, or those incredible original art pieces, reach out to them. Or if you're interested, reach out to me here in the chat right now. And I'm sure Adrian will be interested in working something out with you. So, yeah. All right. What's happening on Actual Dracula in the near future?
Actually, so it's been I haven't done much recently because I've been really focusing on artwork, but I do have a couple of things planned. I will have some new episodes of Blood and Ink out, which is kind of my art themed show, and then I haven't announced it yet. I will be announcing it shortly. The next interview with the Dracula I have lined up. And that'll be a good one. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got going on.
Awesome.
Right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's so nice to finally see you on damn Canadian soil, my man.
Yeah, it took long enough, right? Yeah.
Okay, so everyone that's watching, but easy actual, yes, man. That's that. He's got a lot of sunscreen on right now. That's how he's able to catch some sunlight. Let me tell you, TJ Marine, my man. Thank you for stopping by. I'll let you deal with this customer. So, again, I'm here at the Minicon on Main. This is the City of Cambridge's sponsored Retro Rocket Comics official Comic-Con. Chris was here a little while ago. We had Spider-Man cosplay here. We have a member of the 501st Vader's Fist cosplay here as well, and he looks spectacular. At least I think it's a he. I'm not sure. And the con is up and running. Across from Adrian and I, who are sharing a table, is Richard Comley, the creator of Captain Canuck. Right beside us, a couple chairs over, is Michael Schwartz, who is the writer-creator of Armored, the Kickstarter comic book that's out right now. There are a handful of variant covers. This particular issue is issue number 2, which is done by Jeff Dickson. Mike just handed this to me. As you can see, it's autographed right there. And he also gave me a copy of number 1, where the variant cover is done by Jay Lee. How cool is that? Imagine doing a Kickstarter and getting Jay Lee to do a variant for issue number 1. How awesome is that? I'm greatly impressed. And I'm just going to open this up, and I'm going to show some of the Kickstarter covers that were there. As you can see, the top 2 were the cover A's. Next down, we have the Jay Lee ones. And then we have the final one down below, which looks like it has a few different variations by Matthew Therrien. And yeah, it's pretty damn cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show the walking tour of Retro Rocket Comics, what my LCS actually looks like on the inside. And in the meantime, while I'm doing that, I'm going to get some stills of the con itself. Oh. Show off the con, homie. We've seen your face. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It is the moneymaker, though, let's be honest. So, yeah, I'm going to check out the con. Everyone, please enjoy this quick walking tour of Retro Rocket Comics, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Welcome to the mini-con on Main Street, the official Retro Rocket Comics Comic-Con, and it's really starting to pick up in here. It's getting a little bit louder, so if there's background noise, I apologize. The weather is behaving a little bit. Looks like it was raining just a few minutes ago. It stopped again. The tornado warning that was issued in the last hour has passed. It's not something that you deal with here in Ontario all that often, let's be honest. A lot of people are getting their pictures taken with Spider-Man. And the member of the 501st. So currently, right now, Actual Dracula is just about to send me some photos via Instagram of the con itself. Once that's up in there, I will spotlight what the con kind of looks like. I did situate myself on my laptop here, and I'm using my phone, which is right by the window here, as my hotspot. There isn't that good of a signal in here, so I had to hotspot it. Otherwise, I would be on my phone, and I would be very active right now walking around this con. Now, myself, I did bring some stuff to sell. I bought some DC packs from Walmart. Let's take a. Here's one right here. Oh, look at the one I pulled out. Very nice. This is exclusive. The Batman: The Long Halloween, issue number 1. This is the comic that was given out at some American movie theaters. It was also put into these Walmart packs as a Walmart exclusive. And let me tell you, this is a kick-ass cover. Is there any square bound in here? No, there's not. But I do have a few packs, so if you're somehow here in Cambridge, Ontario, I invite you to stop by. Check out the booth or the table that I am sharing with Adrian. And when I do get some of those photos sent to me, I will upload it and I will show everyone what's happening here at the con. But if anyone has any questions right now about this con or anything that they saw in Retro Rocket Comics, let me know. Shout out to Will Vlogger, my man. Welcome to the mini con on Main Street, the official Comic-Con of Retro Rocket Comics. My LCS, your LCS, friend of my channel, friend of your channel. And yeah, it's really, really starting to pick up right now. Chris and his wife Kelly are taking selfies with some people, I guess, that they know. And Richard Comley, the creator of Captain Canuck, is actually situated right across from me. And it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Captain Canuck, for those that are familiar with the character, is actually turning 50 years old next year. Issue number 1 of Captain Canuck came out in 1975 on Comley Comics, and has since been with a few different publishers over the years, and most recently had a web series on YouTube. So if you're interested in seeing arguably the most famous independent comic that came out of Canada, Captain Canuck, check that out somewhere. It does have some pretty famous actors and actresses that were doing the voice work for that. Are you going to do a video on your pickups? Maybe. I can show you what I've got right now. Not to turn this into Show Us What You Got, which happens to go live every Wednesday on my channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was gifted a pair of books from Michael Schwartz, the creator, writer of Armored. He handed me this particular J. Lee variant, issue number 1. Really impressed on the quality of this comic book, and it is really, really nice. The interiors have a watercolor pastel flavor to them, kind of like what Jeff Lemire is kind of famous for doing, that type of artwork, but it is really, really nice. Again, the J. Lee variant for issue number 1, and he also handed me issue number 2. Issue number 2 by Jeff Dickson. Thank you, Chris. And it's actually autographed. Again, the trade dresses are foiled. Really, really nice. So you know that they took some care with this. Get a signature now. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Chris is just handing out water. It is a little warm in here, isn't it? Yeah,
A little bit.
yeah, it's getting a little spicy. Taking pictures. If you see Adrian, tell him Vlog says hi, and it was awesome meeting him at Heroes. So Adrian,
Hey, Boggs. What's up?
it was nice. Apparently, it was really nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, Vlogger, there you go, my man, in the flesh.
Yeah, I hope Mark heard what I said about the prints, as these technically aren't supposed to exist.
Yeah. So we're not going to talk about any further, but we are going to talk about some of the other ones that he has. The Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, and his looks like 8x8 size head sketches that are just gorgeous. But yeah. We're not going to talk about that anymore. So apologies to those that are concerned. But yeah. Okay. So when you have a moment, sir, I'm going to ask you to swing them over to Instagram, those photos, and we'll get them uploaded here. Yeah. I wasn't aware of that, but I am now. So this is a good question. Is the voice there? Unfortunately, Ontario right now is getting hammered with a real severe storm. So much so that there's been tornado warnings issued across Ontario, which I can't stress enough is incredibly rare. So much so that I'm thinking I may go buy a lottery ticket. That's how rare tornado warnings are here in Ontario. Now, certain parts of Canada are a little bit more prone to tornadoes, but Ontario is not. They are, I'm not going to say generational, but they are once every few years at best. So Steve did mention a little earlier that unfortunately he's not going to make the trek out today. So for those that have any idea of how big Ontario is, it's about the size of Texas. So you'd be traveling roughly about 150 kilometers, which is probably around 110 miles, just one direction from his part of Ontario, which is out on the other side of Toronto, which is not easy to drive through. Let me tell you. Toronto is now the worst city in North America to drive through. It's actually now worse than Los Angeles and Manhattan. So we were hoping that if the weather cooperated, that Steve would be able to join us and be a part of this live stream, and also move some of the stuff that he was hoping here at the con. But hey, Mother Nature said, and I would probably say for safety's sake, it's probably best that he did stick to his neck of the woods. But Chris did say earlier here on this live stream that he hopes for this to become an annual thing. So I'm hoping that it gets a little bit better. And yeah. I've been to Atlanta, only in the airport, but I've been to that airport a number of times. And the one thing I can say about Atlanta and is that I've never seen a larger Coke machine than what I saw in Atlanta. Now, I know Atlanta is the home to Coca-Cola, but my God, the amount of space that Coke machine took up inside that airport was incredible. It must have been 25 feet long and 10 to 12 feet tall. It was something to see, and I was so impressed I picked up a Diet Coke. But yeah. Do you have your stickers? Hashtag sticker. Well, Izzy, I'll tell you what. If you make the trek here, you can get a Comic Vet sticker. Yes. There are a handful of the die cut stickers. If you notice the logo right here is the die cut version. It is available here, and I just drove 626 kilometers yesterday after the Legion stream. My God, Rob, that is impressive and also madness. And by the way, everyone, since Rob just dropped this information, I'll be going live a little bit later. I'll be going live on this famous little show, Only Slabs, at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is about an hour and a half away. And our guest today is the famous Dr. Von Hoot and his comics from the Spiral Dimension. I don't know how DVH is going to pull this off coming from a different dimension, but this will be officially his second appearance on Only Slabs. And I know Rob and I are really excited about having him on. Rob and I spoke about it, and DVH is a whole lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to having DVH on Only Slabs today. Again, Rob's Fat Stacks Comics, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Some other time zone times. I think it's 11 o'clock or 11:30. Yeah, 11:30 California. And British time, British summertime, I'm not sure. It's probably like 5 or 6. Probably like 8. So Rob is saying that airport is massive and it's really cool. Yeah. I think, Mark, to be honest with you, I think I've been in Atlanta 3 times. And every time it was really, really cool. They have one of the largest food courts that I've seen in an airport. And the good thing that about the Atlanta airport is that some of those vendors in that food court are local. So I got to have some local cuisine when I was there. And it is spicy. Let me tell you, that southern heat is for real in Georgia. It is for real. Rob is saying that the travel was from the San Francisco Bay Area. I hope one day to make it to San Francisco. To the Medford, Oregon, Southern Oregon. Okay. All right. If I'm right, I believe Oregon is the next state up from California. Or is it Washington? I think it's Oregon. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it's Oregon. So, yeah, I know that must be one hell of a trek. I'm sure it was beautiful, though. Must be incredibly scenic. Almost 400 miles. It's a lot. Someone's just checking out my DC packs right now. It'll be rough on his Wi-Fi, but I believe in DVH. That's great. That's good. Dead Man saying 7:30 Eastern Standard or Eastern. 7:30 British summertime. Yes. How's it going? Good. Can I see your books? I'm live right now on YouTube, and I've been talking about this character for the last little bit. I just want to show everyone that's hanging out what you got here. So again, the most famous Canadian independent character of the last 49 years, because he's turning 50 next year, is Captain Canuck. This fine young gentleman happened to pick up this trade of Captain Canuck. This is called Harbinger. Very good. So this was published under the Chapter House brand. Captain Canuck went to Chapter House, I believe about 6 or 7 years ago. This is that trade. Very, very cool. The next one here is Aleph. As you can see, Captain Canuck is keeping the polar bears at bay. It is a real threat, let me tell you. The polar bears are a real threat. Keep your eyes open, America. Keep your eyes open. Captain America is doing his part to keep the polar bears at bay. Shout out to Rob's Fat Stacks of Comics. He also has this trade dress. Very, very nice for Aleph. And he also has an autographed copy of issue number 1 from the 4-part miniseries of Legacy, signed by the creator, Richard Comley. That's really impressive, man. Looks good. And this is the second Canada Day summer special. There was a summer special that was released for Captain Canuck back in the early 80s. This is the second one that was released as a part of the Free Comic Book Day, Canada Day edition that was just a couple of years ago. This is really, really nice. As you can see, we have the modern take of Captain Canuck right here. We have the classic 70s form in a hot air balloon for a parade for Canada Day. And we have a young fan of Captain Canuck getting caught up in the moment. That's really, really cool. And this is also autographed by Richard Comley here. My man, thank you very much for letting me show those books. That's really, really nice.
So it's just one of these 10 bucks?
2 for 10. So you can grab another pack for 10. Yep.
5 for 20.
Or 5 for 20. Yes, sir. DC packs from Walmart. So two theaters. Mark is on fire today. God bless you, Mark. You know I love you. That's tremendous. Dead man saying 400 miles. For me, that's like driving from the bottom of England to the border of Scotland. Power to you. Email transfer?
Pardon?
Email transfer, interact? Oh.
Maybe I'll just pick two.
All good, man. All good. Appreciate you. Any two that you like. There are square bound books. If you happen to look at the sides, you can see there are some square bounds.
Oh, okay.
There are some 3 Joker books in there, as well as some Wonder Woman specials and some Flash specials as well.
So what one? It's Nimba and
It's Nubia, and there's 3 other comics inside.
so it could be any one of these.
Yes. So it'll be each cover book, the one that's on the front, are exclusives. So they're exclusive, so they're short print ones. Each one that's on the front. So there are different books that are here. So this is the Batman The Long Halloween exclusive variant cover. And then you have 3 other DC comic books that are behind it. Pick any ones that you like. Doing a little sales. It is a Comic-Con. The Indo Nerd. Look like you're in a dungeon. That's pretty good. So actually, we are in a very old building. It's over 100 years old. That's actually been turned into like a common area. So in a moment, I'll pick up my laptop and kind of give it a spin so everyone has an idea. This is the rough outside of a former building, and it was built over top and connected to another building. So Chris from Retro Rocket Comics situated myself and Adrian close to the window near the front of the con so that I could have a decent cell signal so that we can do this live stream. Retro Rocket is cool. Do they sell toys? Do they sell toys? Yes, Retro Rocket Comics does sell toys. I highly recommend to you, my man, that you visit RetroRocketComics.com, where you can check out their Facebook, Retro Rocket Comics and Toys, or visit their Instagram at Retro Rocket Comics. And Retro Rocket Comics does absolutely sell toys. They sell Funko, they sell McFarlane, they have some McFarlane variants as well, including the Marvel Legends line, and also some of those Marvel Select. He also has statues, resin statues, and the high-end quality statues as well. I recommend that you check out Retro Rocket Comics, and in a little while, I will be showing a walking tour again. Absolutely. Thank you. Of what Retro Rocket Comics has. Fan Expo should be fun on a side note. Yes. I'm hoping to visit Fan Expo on the preview night Thursday. I will be doing a walking tour and then uploading it to YouTube. And Fan Expo is really, really fun. However, it is pricing itself out. It's getting a little expensive, I gotta admit. Good morning, how are you? Good.
I was wondering, do you have any Spider-Man ones?
This is all DC.
Oh, okay.
All DC. I can appreciate Spider-Man though as a fan. Yeah, there are some Batman ones if that is something you're interested in.
She likes it, but she's like a big
I get it. I can appreciate that as a little bit of a Spider-Man fan myself. I do like Spider-Man, but no. Across the way there will be some Spider-Man books for sure. Okay, thanks, man. All good. I brought DC and they're asking for Spider-Man. What can I say?
That is my partner.
Rob saying, yeah, Dead Man. They say we are built different. When your country and states as big as ours, you think of driving differently. Yes. But let me introduce you to Canada, the second largest nation on earth. Where driving is hell. It's hell on earth. But yeah. Let me take a look over here. I'm just checking to see if I received any stills for this particular con. It's not there. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lift up my laptop. I'm going to give you a little pan of what the mini-con on Main looks like from my perspective. There's Drac. Apologies, everyone, for the glare. As you can see across the way there, is sitting down is Richard Comley, signing autographs and selling some Captain Canuck stuff. Spider-Man is over here, as well as the few booths that Retro Rocket Comics has set up. Down the alleyway here, you have Adrian up front. Behind Adrian, we have an artist, and beyond those artists is Michael Schwartz, the creator of Armored, who is here in the house signing some autographs. Let's see. This is true. I don't know why he just spoiled this for all of YouTube, but yes, Mark does cosplay as Spider-Man. It's a secret that was kept till today, and I was so caught off guard by the fact that Mark, who's known for being a DC fan, but he does appreciate excellent Marvel stories and classic Hulk, cosplays as Spider-Man, and I was so caught off guard that I decided to have that moment tattooed on my arm. That's how much I love Mark. I was hoping to hit up the event you're promoting, but the tornado warning got in the way. Hopefully, before we hit up Toronto later that day to make a pit stop. Well, my man, if you had the opportunity to swing by, make sure you stop and say hello. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. It's very kind. What percentage of Canada is actually inhabited, not just an ice cap? Well, let's look at it this way. Canada has a population on any given day between 40 and 45 million people. So with that being said, there's more people in Los Angeles and New York City combined. Most of Canada is situated along the lower 49th, the only free, unmilitarized border on the planet between Canada and the United States. A lot of it is set up there, A, because of weather, and B, because of trade within Canada and the United States. However, there are some crazy Canadians that are situated way up in the Yukon in the Northwest and Nunavut territories, and some of those that are situated in northern Newfoundland and Labrador. Those are strong Canadians. I also refer to them as crazy, because why would you want to live where it's winter 10 months out of the year? But yes, there are a lot of communities, not necessarily cities, but communities that are situated well north of 50 and the 60th parallel. And I got to admit, that's pretty impressive. Not me, though. Because again, if I ever hit the lottery, I am coming to the United States. Goodbye, Canada. I am out. Tired of snow. Tired of snow. I whispered to Chris's ear years ago. He got the tattoo buried the next day. Yeah. Again, I don't know why he's sharing personal stories about us, but here we are. Looks like the weather is turning around for the better. Yes, it has gotten a lot better. There are some people that are congregating on the sidewalk, and the plan was originally to have this as an outdoor con. Again, because Main Street here in Cambridge, Ontario, in the wintertime is an accessible street. It's open and there's parking along it. But in the summertime, the city shuts this particular street down and makes it a walking street because there are a lot of fabulous small businesses along here. Not just Retro Rocket Comics. We do have some small independent restaurants that are here and some clothing boutiques. There are a couple, there is a classic bookshop that's next door, and also a bakery that sells some terrific donuts. I believe that's called Flight, as in what an airplane does. And yeah, this is a real nice scenic road. It has a lot of classic architecture, and that's something that I enjoy is classic architecture, including the building that we're inside right now. It does, as you can see behind me, have some of that classic architecture stone wall that's there. And there's 67 million of it in the UK. Yeah, there are way more people in the UK than Canada for now. Good morning, guys. Yes, 350. Yes, I know. That's why the United States is arguably the most important country on earth. And you know how I feel about America. Canadian survivalists, good morning. Appreciate you stopping by. This is just like committed treason of America. I wouldn't say it's treasonous. I'm just saying I want warm weather. It's no big secret. If I ever hit the lottery, I am off to Las Vegas or somewhere in Arizona or something like that, or Nevada. I just want that warmth, and I know that it does get cool in the winter time that's there. But I'm just tired of driving in snow. Like, it sucks. I'm tired of risking my life every time there's a snowstorm. And Drac, I got to ask you, if you were ever to hit the lottery, the 70 million, would you leave Canada to find a home in a warmer climate? See? Absolutely. Yes. I'm not alone here. No hesitation. If you hit the lottery, who needs free health care? Well, off to America.
Southern Italy is calling.
Yeah, Southern Italy. That's not bad. That's not bad. I hear they have good wine. So yeah, it's not treason. It's sense. The tornado scared me off. Yeah, see, I know. When the warnings came in, it was incredibly loud in here because everyone's cell phone does that alarm notice. And when it went off, it was a lot of phones all at once, and it went off like 3 or 4 times about the tornado warning that's now passed. I can actually see some cracks of blue sky. We do have some dark rain clouds over here, though. It might be raining sideways. But yeah, okay. So I finally got one of Drac's pictures. I'll see if I can share the screen. So everyone, as you can see, this is Drac's booth. Adrian has shared this to his Instagram profile. This is what one side of our table looks like. Crop me out of this, man.
You're in the next slide.
Okay, well, yeah. I'm in the next slide. All right. We are talking about the moneymaker here. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, this is his fantastic booth. You can see some of his. I think they're 8x8. Are they 8x8?
These are 8x8.
Yeah, 8x8 prints that he has there, as well as his gorgeous sketch covers as well. Really, really nice. Pull this back just for a sec, and I'll pull up his next one.
There's someone beside me. It looks like they're live streaming on YouTube.
I don't know who this handsome devil is, but it's not my best. It's not my best side. But yeah, as you can see, I'm set up to the left of where Adrian is, pushing some of those DC packs that I got. And as you can see, I'm holding the armored issue number 1 variant done by Jay Lee right there. And you can see behind me, that was some of the rain that was happening earlier out on Main Street in Cambridge. Yeah, let me tell you, that rain was a lot. It was a lot. Really, really nice. I'm good. Good morning. So that's good morning. So any 2 packs, $5, 5 that you like, $20. They're all different ones. Each book that's on the front of a pack is an exclusive variant. So let's say hello back to the chat. This just in. Chris is out promoting America propaganda. Welcome Action Dracula to America. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, isn't it? Love me that Batman. Yeah. Casino Comics, good morning. Or I should say good afternoon at this point. Welcome to the Minicon on Main. Adrian, if that Batman doesn't sell, I'll buy it next Heroes. Yeah. No need to wait. You can mail it. This is true. This is true. Reach out to Drac on Instagram. The sketch cover. Yeah. You reach out. Make something happen. Drac is open. Drac is open for business. So let's go back through the chat. Did I miss anything? Nope. We are good. All right. I'm going to stop that right there. Quick question for anyone that's still hanging out in the chat. How's the quality of the live stream right now? I mean, is it glitching at all? Is there any kind of lag? Because again, I am using my hotspot from my phone. Good morning to Heck Ortiz. Good morning. 2, $10. Heck Ortiz, appreciate you stopping by. Welcome to the Minicon on Main. I'm sorry, I'm just live streaming as well on YouTube right now. Yeah. No, it's what I do a little bit. Appreciate you. This is my friend Rob. This is his T-shirt. He goes live as well. Yes, yeah. I make friends. I make friends with people on YouTube, and they send me their swag. So I'm happy to promote it and wear it. Yes. Quality is good, no lag. Appreciate you. A 50, I don't have change for a 50 just yet. But if you want, can you break a 50? Okay. He can't, yes. No problem. I was going to put it right there. Oh, if anyone has ever seen a $50 bill in Canada before, this is what it looks like. Yes, we have shiny, shiny money.
Does that work?
Yep. There you go. I'm just going to hold on to this and give you back that. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Yep. All right. Not bad. Thanks, brother. Quality is fine. And my aim not showing off. I think it just glitched on me a little bit there. Just make sure that this is good. It's like a curse. The second I ask if the quality is good, I get low internet. Spoke too soon, yes. Let me see if I can try something here. Can people still hear me? Looks like the internet's getting a little bit better. Okay. I'm going to see what I can do about walking right now. Just because Mark is a good friend, I'm going to try this. Okay.
This would be like
Yeah.
All right. Okay, like this. Unplug this for a moment. All right, Mark, this is for you. We're going to do a little walk around the con here. Let's get some steps in, shall we? I'm going to try and return to the laptop in a moment. All right. Audio thumbs up so everyone can hear me right now. Just going to wait for someone to quickly say yes before I start walking. Yes. Thank you. This is it. Here we go.
guys.
We're going to do a little walk around.
Hey, you want a coffee?
Sure. Need some money? Just regular. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Let's walk by and take a quick look at all the booths.
All right. Right. So, nevertheless.
Cool. Good morning, Michael. Hey, everyone. I've been talking about your book quite a bit. This is Michael Schwartz, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
The writer, creator of Armored. And here are some of the books that he has. Mike, I'm going to give my phone to you. Let us know how someone can pick up a copy of Armored if they're interested online.
If you want a copy of Armored, you can order it from any comic shop. I think they may still have some available to order through Diamond and Lunar. Issue 3 you can still order. And issue 4 is, I forget the FOC date, but issue 4 comes out in October, and then issue 5 in November. But you can also buy copies through Clover Press's website. So yeah, just Google it, whatever you need to do to find it. Yeah. Or if you see me at a con, I have every cover known to man. Or I have another way on Kickstarter. I think the Kickstarter may still be open, and you can get a bunch of exclusive covers that way. But yeah, the best would be is if you came out to meet me. Yeah.
Very good. And Red Rocket Comics does have issues, signed issues of issue number 1. If you're looking for that, he does have issue number 2 as well. Just a couple doors over. So I gotta stop for a moment and just appreciate what this fine young gentleman's sketching right here. Hopefully it doesn't look upside down, but if you don't mind me showing this,
absolutely. Yeah. Matt just finished up a Joker earlier this morning while I was here. Matt's one of the cover artists on Armor as well.
Oh, so this was the variant for issue number 1. You did the cover. Mind if I pick it up?
Please pick it up.
Okay. So this is Matt's variant cover for issue number 1. I think there's 4 different variations for this one. I saw this morning, but that is terrific. Very good. Very good. So yeah, again, anyone, if you're interested, how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm at mt_illustration. I've got a website. Honestly, I have a pretty uncommon name, so if you just search me, you'll find me. I'm Matthew Therrien. So this one here. There you go. Nice. And yeah, toss me a follow. That'd be awesome.
Very good. This one hell of a sketch you're working on. Thanks, boys. Yep. Okay, we're gonna walk over next to. This is a Studio Comics booth. Now, Studio Comics is an independent Canadian print and distributor. So this is their booth. These are good. How are you? Live on YouTube right now. I'm just going to show some of the awesome books that we got.
Sure. This is done by 6 different artists, actually. So it's a bunch from London, Toronto area.
So all share the anthology.
Yes, and then my books here. 2 different series for all ages.
Very good. Very good.
What's up? I know you gotta check out. We gotta talk about bands later.
Yes.
Hello. I actually have to run out. I thought I was coming to say hi. You said you wanted a photo. You have this way you tattooed, right?
I do. So let's do it this way. I'll time capture this.
Is somebody hold it for you? Yeah. You want to cover it off? Oh, you got perfect. Amazing.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All right, man. Everyone's fine. My thumbs don't always good. So this is the Night Spike. I've seen the Night Spike previously.
Yes, these are all the Night Spikes. We even have a Con cover one that's from this year. We have an original sketch done by the original creator. And then this is the big thing we're really excited for. This is Night Spike number 4. You can pre-order this guy. These characters are going to space. It's debuting next week at Fan Expo. You can do pre-orders on our website, and it comes with a free sketch.
Very cool.
Yep, we're so happy about this.
Everyone follow. You can find Studio Comics on StudioComicsPress.com. Very cool. Like I said, they are a Canadian printing company. Distributed. Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
So again, here at the Minicon in Maine, there are a few different styles of booths that are here. Let's take a moment. Watch his light. Let's take a look at what we have here. Morning, guys. I'm live on YouTube. You guys don't mind me showing your product. Very cool. Very cool. What's your shop and how can people find you?
Increased Wizard Show.
What's that?
McPhee's Wizard Shop.
McPhee's Wizard Shop. They can find you on Instagram.
Instagram.
Very cool. Okay. You guys ship to the United States? Terrific. Awesome. Everyone, as you can see, more terrific product here. The anti-vampire kit. Oh, that's so cool. Very cool. Thank you very much, guys. All right. Let's take a look here. It's the candy shop. You guys mind if I show what you got on YouTube? Very good. Ah, yes. Blazing Buffalo. Look at that. One of my favorites. Very good. Thank you very much, guys. Okay. So this logo, I think, is kind of borrowed, but the company is not really in business other than one store. But it's Bad Busters. Very good. You guys mind if I show you stuff on YouTube right now? Okay. Your grandchildren will have no idea what this is.
Gotta keep it alive.
Gotta keep VHS alive, baby. Oh, yes. Very nice swamp thing.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Really cool.
Oh, you got the whole Spider-Verse. That's so cool.
Well,
I do need to run some
Funko here.
later. I was still giving you that.
There are some action figures at this booth. I'm going to show a couple of those figures. We have some different Spawn. Very good. This is actually the back of the con looking forward. Here we have Undisputed, the wrestling card game. So I know Retro Rocket Comics does sell some of these. This is Jason Ward's Undisputed. Oh, there's Jay right there. Good morning. You don't mind me showing yourself on YouTube right now, my man? So yeah, like I said, I know Jay does have some of these packs available at Retro Rocket Comics. Just reach out to Chris at Retro if you're interested in one of these, or if you're actually interested in reach out to Jay directly. Jay, how can people find you?
Easily, you can find me at UndisputedTheCardGame.com. Reach out on Facebook at Jason Ward or on Instagram at The Art of Ward.
Very good. All right, Jay, my man, thank you very much. All right, now we're going to take a look over here at Xander Wise. Xander Wise is a local artist as well. He has some really cool prints, and we're just going to spotlight. And yeah.
Hey guys, let's go.
So I'm just going to show a few of these prints. Very nice. You guys don't mind if I show this on YouTube Live right now, do you? Very nice. Really, really cool. All right, how can people find it?
Find me on Instagram. My business card. Or there's my QR code too.
Very good.
There.
Awesome. I'm going to show a few of these.
Gotta try to get in on the detail on these. It's just
The
incredible.
Mona Lisa's, I've been staring at it for a while.
Yeah, but the detail on these is insane.
My goodness. Terrific.
And if I can tell you a little bit about Xander, Xander's an amazing artist. He's been coming to our store since he was
Right.
a little guy.
Yes.
Published his first comic book at 13 years old. We had him in for free comic book day. The Forgotten Grunt, issue number 1. He followed up with issue number 2 and issue number 3. Then took himself off to art school. And look at this amazing stuff. Just incredible. Incredible. So proud of him. So proud.
The kid has a wee bit of talent. Let's be honest.
He's got a wee bit of talent.
Wee bit
Damn
of
check.
talent.
So
Yes.
please look him up on Instagram. Commission this guy. What, you need an artist for a book? Hit this kid up, man.
Again, Xander Wise. At Wise_illustrations. Appreciate you, my man. Well, look who's next. Again, I hope this live stream is coming through nice and clear to everyone. Apologies if it gets a little laggy or whatever. I am indoors, but yeah, check out Richard Conley's the creator of Captain Canuck, which was founded in 1975. In fact, there's issue number 1. I'm looking at it right now. Good morning, Richard. You don't mind if I show some of your stuff right now, do you? All right. So this right now, this is it. This is the one that kickstarted the whole damn thing. This is Captain Canuck, issue number 1. Looks pretty good. And he has some of the other ones. There is the collectible pack. And I'm kind of known for opening these things on my channel, but so there's the special collections pack, which back in the day was only $1.49, and it has a secondary issue there. And yeah, he's got issue 3. He's got a sketch cover and some other ones here. Let's turn the camera on. You go look at me.
That one you'll see all kinds of ones. And let me see. There's another one. Well, there's another one. This was used in. I don't have a copy of it here. This was used in. Well, this is kind of that running pose is. Oh shoot.
How cool is that? Awesome. Thank you, Richard. And Chris has some back issues set up here as well. Good morning, boys. Let's just do random pulls. Punchline, issue number 4, $2. Let's do a random pull from here. Dark Horse Presents, issue 69. $2.
All the pulls are
All the bowls are $2.
all the pulls are $2. Depending on what issue. If you want issue sets, they come at different costs depending on how many they are.
Okay, let's show the next one for all the guys in the house. This is for the boys,
5
okay?
issues,
All right.
and 6 issues.
Oh,
There's a
look.
bit of a
Oh, look, she has a nice bracelet on her arm. Can you see it? Look at that bracelet on her arm. It's just wonderful for those Vampirella fans.
don't want to get demonetized.
And the final pull, I'm just taking a look at, is Morbius versus Spider-Man, issue number 3. With a big shiny UPC code. Very nice. Thank you, boys.
No problem.
All right. Let's step outside and actually take a look at what the weather is. All right, we're actually on Main Street. This is Main Street itself. And we were supposed to be situated here. Again, there's a lot of beautiful architecture that's down here in downtown Cambridge. And Retro Rocket Comics is just a little bit further up. It's probably right there. That's Retro Rocket Comics over there. Again, there's a lot of nice stuff on this street. There are a few clothing boutiques, some restaurants, classic bookshop, Rookery Books, and yeah. All right, let's get back to the laptop. I couldn't see the bracelet was okay. All right, let's get situated back at the laptop. I'll catch up in the chat. Just a sec. Let's do one final walk of Retro Hockey Comics while I get myself situated.
Let's just get back into it. Okay, I hope that everyone enjoyed that walking tour of the mini-con on Main Street. Again, there's probably somewhere between 8 and a dozen vendors that are here. Again, I'm situated beside Actual Dracula, who's selling some of his original artwork. He's also selling some of his prints. If there's something that you saw, I hope that you reach out to those vendors. I hope that I was able to distinguish what companies that those people were representing. So let's say hello back to the chat again. Everyone's saying yes, that they heard me. The walkthrough. The banner behind you looks sweet. Watch his webbing. And yeah, that's Vampirella. Appreciate the walkthrough. That's a great setup. Appreciate you, Mark. It's very kind of you to say. I know Mark actually does enjoy going to small cons as well. He does support local stuff like that. That's actually really cool. I do enjoy visiting smaller Comic Cons and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, which one of these? I can take this one. Okay, so it's kind of calmed down a little bit. The big swell that we had once the rain stopped seems to have passed through. But hey, thank you for the coffee. The people kind of have passed through. So I know with Comic Cons, it can be in waves and stuff. But right now, Drac is visiting Matthew Therrien and Michael Schwartz over at the Armored table. And a lot of people in front of Richard Comley. But right now, this is something I've been wanting to do for a while.
All right.
And that is to interview Chris, the owner of Retro Rocket Comics.
Okay.
Let's get this set up a little bit better. For the people that are hanging out in the chat, just let me know if you can't hear Chris. Okay.
Hi guys. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
All right. So, wait, did you pick this up?
I did. I bought this from Adrian because it's awesome. I don't know how well you can see that.
Yeah.
So good.
We did spotlight that a little bit. That's my favorite member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, mine too.
Hands down. Like it's, especially in the late 80s when he walked away from the Fantastic Four, such good storytelling when She-Hulk came to become a member of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we start?
I don't know.
How about we start with how the whole brainchild of opening up a comic shop started? Not necessarily the name, but where you went.
Wow.
Like, how did that start? Because for those that don't know, Chris has been in this for a better part of 20 years now.
22.
22 years.
Yeah.
How did it all begin?
Okay. Weird story. I'd always kind of thought about having a comic shop, but it was never anything like it was a pipe dream, you know, if I'm being honest. I lived a town over, and I was moved from my restaurant position there. I was a restaurant manager.
Okay.
I was moved to another management position up this way, and when I moved to Cambridge, the first kind of thing that I thought of as a comic geek was, where am I going to get my comics? And there was no comic shop here in town. And so that kind of was like, oh, wow, I could really take advantage of that fact if I had the opportunity.
So what was open then? Was Looking for Heroes open over in Kitchener?
Looking for Heroes in Kitchener.
And I don't know if the Dragon...
Carry On Comics in Waterloo.
Yes.
And the Dragon had just opened.
Okay, and that's over in Guelph. So
And
what we
now
just said, everyone, what we just said was 3 neighboring cities to Cambridge, Kitchener and Waterloo, and further east of here is Guelph. Kitchener-Waterloo is significantly closer to Cambridge, but Guelph is not. Like
No.
Guelph is probably a good 20, 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just it was still just kind of sitting in the back of my mind. And I used to have chats. Hey, it's true. But you still suck.
Yeah.
Call back.
What did he do?
Yeah. I wonder what did I do? So where was I saying? Yeah. So I had a friend in Brantford, where I was coming from, who had a small vintage toy shop at the time.
Yep.
Now this was pre or early days of eBay and stuff. So he was a draw in town, but for whatever reason, it was just kind of worked out that he was closing down his shop, and he knew I wanted to have a shop.
Yep.
You know, that was kind of a dream of mine. So he approached me and basically said, "Hey, if you're interested in opening that shop, if you're serious, I would love to do it with you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. What do you mean?" And he's like, "I'd love to give you stock for your walls and stuff.
Okay.
You can do it on consignment."
Right.
I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like a wonderful idea. Like, so when do you think?" And he's like, "I can give you a month. Give me 1 month." And this is like, I had no business plan, nothing prepared, nothing at all prepared.
And you're coming from the restaurant field.
Coming from the restaurant field, still just a pipe dream, complete and utter pipe dream. But I was just like, "Are you serious?" And he's like, "Yeah, I can give you a month. I can give you a month to get this going." So I had to find a place, get a business license, try to get some kind of funding, right? Like all in a month. And I did it. I don't know. To this day, I don't know how the hell I did it. I mean, thank God
it worked out a little bit.
I did not have a girlfriend. I did not have anything else kind of to, if this went up in a ball of flame, it was only going to take me up with it, right? It wasn't really going to hurt anybody else. So I just said, what the hell, I'll do it.
Yeah.
How bad can it be? And, 22 years later, I'm still here.
Okay. So again, for those that are watching, we're live from the Minicon on Main Street, which is sponsored by the city of Cambridge. This is the official Retro Rocket Comics Comic-Con, the first annual one. Chris is hoping to do this again next year. Again, we got about 8 to about a dozen vendors here. People are starting to come back in. The swell, like I mentioned about 5 minutes ago, is starting to arrive. So where did you come up with, before we get into the logo, where did you come up with the name?
Retro Rocket. We were, when we first opened up, the idea was because we were specializing in those vintage toys that my friend had, that kind of got me along the retro aspect. And I love vintage sci-fi and stuff. And Retro Rocket is an actual thing. Like, it is something that they have on spaceships and stuff like that.
Yes.
I love things with alliteration. Peter Parker, Bruce Banner. Retro Rocket just seemed like it filled that need in me.
Stanley is smiling right now listening to this.
I love the alliteration of it. And and obviously so do people, because people always, I'm going down to retro. People say, "Oh, I'm going to retro," all the time. And it always brings a smile to my face that I'm kind of like an institution because of that name.
Okay.
But yeah, it's worked for me, that's for sure.
Okay. So sorry, dear.
Yeah.
So that's the genesis of the title.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this.
Oh.
So for those that don't know, Chris is actually an educated artist. Chris went to post-secondary for his art, and the kid does have a wee bit of skills, like I like to say. And where did you come up with this now famous logo?
Okay. I can't lay claim to. I gave an artist the concept for this.
Okay.
He came up with it. This is not my original artwork, but I did do a kind of a rough idea, lay it out for him. So I wanted something a little bit more professional than I can do on the computer.
Okay.
But actually, Retro Rocket Gal has her genesis in a video game that Kelly and I, my wife, used to play together when we first met, called City of Heroes. And I created a character called Retro Rocket Man.
Okay.
And she created Retro Rocket Gal too, so we could play this MMO together.
Okay, so there's the foundation.
There's the foundation.
Right.
She had the orange hair.
Yep.
And she kind of had this kitschy outfit to a degree, and it just kind of morphed into this when we decided to use her as the actual logo of the store, which was probably about 10 years into the store's history. She was not here from day one.
Okay.
But at that time, I said, I really want something that looks like it would not look out of place on the nose cone of a plane or something like that, like one of those kind of pin-up good girl art things.
Yep.
So we did the whole. We'd love to see this kind of vintage space girl on a rocket ship, and and this is what the guy came up with, and it was absolutely amazing, like right out of the gate.
And yeah, it's again like it's almost taken on a. She's almost taken on a life of her own.
Yeah.
So
People really like her.
So shout out to K-pop that's joined us. We appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, Katie.
So you may not remember, but I remember the first time that I went to Retro Rocket Comics. Now, over the years that I've been a customer, you've changed locations just in my time alone 4 times. We are now in the 4th location, which in my opinion is the nicest. It's the most eye appealing, especially with the architecture and the brick stone face that's inside the shop. The first time I ever set foot in Retro Rocket Comics, again because I was living in Guelph at the time, I made the trek out to Cambridge, and you were close to the used sporting goods store.
Yeah, so King and Bishop.
So at King and Bishop, you're across the street from a really large grocery store.
Yeah, this is theirs.
And quick note for anyone that watches my channel on the reg. The first time, do you have a question?
Oh, Retro Rocket Comics. All one word. Comics. All one word. Sorry.
Was when the Ultimate Universe killed Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That was the very first time I set foot inside Chris's store because I was looking for more than just one copy. And at the time, I had a bad experience with the comic shop that was in Guelph. So I said, you're not getting my money anymore. So I made the trek out here, which is not an easy trek, especially when you live in Guelph, because Guelph is a nightmare to drive in. And I ended up picking up the cover a variant cover, which is, I think one was polybagged.
Yeah.
One was polybagged. I picked up the other cover where MJ was holding Peter and the blank variant. And I remember walking in and like, there it was. And I picked it up. And then for that, because you had that book close to the front door.
Yeah.
And when I scanned the rest of the store, it was so large. It was so deep. And I remember thinking, how many people must work here to keep this thing operational? Chris, how many people were working there? One. Just Chris. Yeah. Back in those days. Hi. Thank you. It's okay. Chris used to have a lot of card nights going on then.
Yeah.
So you had Magic going on. I believe Pokemon was here and there as well.
Yeah. It was mainly Magic and HeroClix.
Yep.
Doing. A lot of HeroClix gaming.
Yep. And from there, for those, if I'm having internet problems right now, just let me know, because I'm down to just a weak connection. But we're going to keep going anyways. At that point, yes. Yeah.
Love it, eh?
Yeah. That's actually my favorite John Carpenter film.
It's so wonderfully cheesy.
It's above The Thing, and I know some people are going to hate me, above Halloween. Maybe it's just because I'm a big Roddy Piper fan.
I love the design of the monster.
Oh yeah, and when he put stuff on, it goes black. When he put the glass on, it goes black and white. I hope they never remake that movie. But you ended when I started before COVID. When I started picking up a pull list on the reg, I shouldn't say when I started visiting you before my pull list. You had then switched locations.
Yes.
And at that point, you were a little bit closer to where you are now, but you are at one of the largest intersections in Cambridge, which is both famous and infamous because the Cambridge Hospital, was just a few hundred meters away, and a big shopping center as well. How long were you in that location? 8 years. So that's the Retro Rocket that I know. Because it's at that point then I developed a relationship with you, started a pull list, and Free Comic Book Day. When I think of Free Comic Book Day, I think of that spot and the outdoor setup and everything. You'd go into the parking lot a little bit. Carlito's saying it's fine. You're still going the quality. You guys appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Then you decided to change gears and find a new location.
Yeah.
The building was going to be going through some changes, and you were looking to find something a little bit more stable.
Yeah, a doctor's office bought the building that I was in during COVID.
Right.
And they were gracious enough to let me stay a lot longer than they needed to because of COVID and because of other situations. I had already started looking for a place before the plaza was bought. Because I kind of knew the writing was on the wall. I had heard some whispers.
Yes.
That there might be a change of ownership. So I started looking in downtown Galt, which I had wanted to be down here for a while.
Okay.
But I thought I could really bring something to the downtown core because my comic shop is, I know a lot of comic shops cater strictly to the older population of comic book readers.
Yes.
I always told myself from day one when I opened was that I would be a comic shop for everybody, and that includes younger children. I wanted it to be a comic shop unlike the ones that I frequented when I was a kid, where I was a second-class citizen. You know, I'd go in and they'd be like, "Yeah, get away from us, kid." You know,
hello, Silver Snail.
And there's the 25-cent bins. Leave us alone. We're talking about adult superhero stuff over here.
Yeah.
So we're a very family-friendly business. You know, I'm very proud of the fact that families bring their kids in on the weekend. This is a treat for them to come to my shop.
Yep.
I've promoted literacy first and foremost for every free comic book day, and it just builds new readership. You know, your older readers are eventually going to age out of the hobby or you know, pass away, God forbid.
Yep.
And you're going to be left with nothing if you don't foster that readership on a continual basis, right?
Yep.
And I've got so many readers that I've introduced to books when they were small children that are coming into my shop now with their kids, which is crazy.
So for those of you that have yet to visit Retro Rocket Comics, and again, I do invite you to make the pilgrimage to Ontario. And again, it's about 75 kilometers due west of Toronto. If you ever land in Toronto, get on the 401, head west till you get to Cambridge, and then it's just a couple turns, and then you're at Retro Rocket Comics. The first thing you see when you step in and look left is the children's section. He does have the little golden books. There are books and comics set up for much younger readers. The first thing that you see when you walk in is that area. There's actually a little setup where kids can actually sit down as well and go through books. And he often has free comic books for little readers right there in that section as well. But if you keep going straight, like I've shown on the tour, that's where the bigger kids stuff, like myself, is usually found. And the new comic book stuff is strategically placed at the back of the shop.
That's from my long time ago. I used to work at a grocery store, and
Yes.
I learned the rule that they keep the milk and the eggs in the back.
Yes.
They keep the staples at the back, so you've got to walk past everything else.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
A dead man saying, "Chris, send me the airfare. He'll be there." Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what. You take care of our airfare to the UK, and we'll take care of you coming to Canada. Have you been to the UK?
I have not.
No, neither have I. But yeah. Okay. So what's next for Retro Rocket Comics that you hope to see in the next, say, 5 years? What's the next big step that you hope, if it can happen, that it does happen for Retro?
You know, I'm really happy with where I am right now.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, if things change, because, you know, landlords can change and rent can increase, you know, at the drop of a hat anymore, you know, anytime these days. You know, but what I would really like to is just kind of build on what I've done down here in the last year and a half, which is to have more community events, to have more events like this, to just kind of make the comic shop that is accessible to everybody, and to kind of to bring it to everything that it could be. That it's not, you know, 10 years ago, everybody that would come in that was like a first-time customer, they'd be like, "This is like the Big Bang Theory," and they'd go, "Got it, need it, got it." And they would because that was the stereotype.
Right.
And thankfully, I've noticed I've been able to kind of like make people move away from it.
A sidestep away.
Yes. Yeah. Which I was like, oh, right. If I can change people's opinion of the comic shop to being something that they don't feel comfortable entering for the first time, then I've done my job. Right? So everybody should just think, oh, it's the comic shop. Why wouldn't I go in there? Right? Instead of like, oh, no.
And so my biggest my biggest take on the difference from the location where I got to know you to where we are today is how accessible this is to foot traffic.
Yeah.
Where you were before, I'm not going to say you were isolated, but you weren't a part of a big strip mall. You weren't a part of an accessible walking area. You were kind of tucked away behind the Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
So if people didn't know you where you were, they may not have known there was a comic shop right there, just a little bit away from that major set of lights. But where you are now, when I come in on Wednesdays, and sometimes when I pop in on the weekends to see you, the amount of foot traffic, people just walking in and coming in and browsing,
It's night and day difference.
it's incredible. You want to talk about two different dimensions almost.
Yeah,
It's
crazy.
It's even when you were.
But look at the street now. I mean, they're literally a tornado warning, like
So
an hour ago.
Let's
And
just
the
show
minute-
everyone
the minute it stops.
the difference of what outside looks like
The
now.
minute it stops, people start coming out again. You know, we've got more cosplayers showed up. And we've got people walking around. Like downtown Cambridge really has come alive in the last couple of years, and it doesn't take much to get people down here anymore because, you know, for a long time we had one of those types of downtowns that was very kind of, you know, the retail spaces were hit or miss, and there was a lot of empty spaces in between stores that were open.
Right.
But
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
And you know, I took advantage of the fact that I could be down here in a key location. I'm right in the middle of the block.
Yep.
And I knew I could work well with other retailers, and that's what I missed most when I moved up there. You know, and that's what I really needed was people to bounce ideas off of, people to work with. Because it's nice to have an event, but I'm like you said, I'm one guy. Kelly's nice enough to tolerate me and come in on the weekends to give me a hand.
Because Kelly has her own career.
Full-time job.
Yeah.
Her own career.
Yeah.
She comes in and lends a hand, but you know I can't do these events on my own, right? I wish I could, but I'm only one guy, so it's nice. Down here we have the business improvement area that has helped out the BIA. And they helped set this up with me.
So let's get into that.
Yeah.
So again, everyone that's watching, this is the first time that Retroactive Comics has done an official Comic-Con. Again, the Mini-Con on Main Street, which I've mentioned numerous times, is actually sponsored by the city of Cambridge. Downtown Cambridge has a community that's called
the BIA. The BIA is
the BIA. And the area that we're in is actually, the neighborhood is called Galt. There is 3 areas that make up Cambridge. Galt is one of those 3. So again, 2 for $5, 5 for $20. Pick out anything that you like. Okay, man. Where did the idea for the Mini-Con come from?
I'd always wanted to do it. I wanted to do something that was an extension of our free comic book days. I mean, everybody kind of wants to do this kind of thing as a comic shop, you know, to have guests and to have something extra to offer your regular customers and stuff. But I really especially with all these outdoor events, we usually have an event every weekend during the summer. The street here is closed just for pedestrian traffic for the entire block. And they have music nights and they have night markets and floral markets. And I was like, we need to have a Comic-Con, like real bad. I wanted one before we even moved down here. I was like, that's the first thing I want to plan. Didn't happen last year.
Right.
But this year I was just like, come hell or high water, it's happening. We're going to have one. And we almost had high water today. So you know.
So what was the first step you had to do to get permission to make it happen? So where did you have to go?
Oh, I just had to ask the BIA, really. I just had to make sure that they were okay with it.
So the BIA is the governing body.
Yes, for the downtown. It's separate from the city of Cambridge.
Right.
They act as, they help set up these events. No, they're sponsored by the city of Cambridge. They're funded by the city of Cambridge, but they're their own entity.
Yep.
And they take care of all of the events that happen in the downtown core. So I approached them and told them I wanted to do this event.
Yep.
And we just worked out a day. They gave me a couple of days that it could happen. And I said, all right, I want to do this day. And we just, from there on, they were just like, you're good to go. And I was like, really? It's that easy? Which is wonderful. You know, I really thought there would be a lot of red tape in this type of events. And I've been met with nothing but kindness and helpfulness down here. I mean, Mr. Polyak, the gentleman that owns this building, he was nice enough to let us use this space as a fallback location in case of the rain.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Terry. Amazing guy. You know, really nice to let us use the space. He didn't have to do that, but he did. So it worked out really, really well. But yeah, it was really that easy. Just, you know, it's just contacting people. And, you know, the one thing I was able to kind of cash in on is the fact that over the 20 years in business, I've met a lot of people.
So this is the one thing I was going to spotlight is, I've been saying arguably the most famous Canadian independent comic book is Captain Canuck.
Yes.
Some people may say a different title, and God bless them for it. So you would think that this is a major coup that Chris was able to get Richard Comley, the creator of Captain Canuck, which, by the way, is going to be celebrating 50 years next year, as Captain Canuck was created in 1975. But it wasn't necessarily that much of a coup, as Richard is an every new comic book day customer at Retroactive Comics.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I see Richard all the time. I'm glad that he was able to attend this because he's actually moving out to BC. So I'm sad to hear that.
Yes.
But he does have family out there. So he does have family here in town.
Yep.
But he also has family out west. So he's going to be moving out west to spend some time with his other grandchildren.
Yes.
Which is great. So I consider it a privilege that he's here. And then I think he's doing Fan Expo next weekend. And then
that's it for Ontario.
Then he's out.
Yep. And again, not to downplay that it's not a coup, because it is a coup, but Richard, I've seen him numerous times just coming in on New Comic Book Day.
I've known Richard for years.
Yes.
The location that you mentioned, Bishop and King.
Yes.
He hand painted our logos.
Oh.
Above the door.
So you've had a relationship with Richard for years.
I called in a favor, and I said, "Hey, Richard, like, I'm looking for a sign." And he's like, "Oh, I can paint you a sign." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Oh, yeah, I've done sign painting." And I'm like, "Okay." The guy that created Captain Canuck is going to paint my store sign. And sure enough, he shows up with these great big boards. They're all painted. We just nailed them up, and away we went.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Richard's great. His sons, I've known his sons for years. They come in, they're regulars. The Comley family is quite prolific. There's a lot of them. I've known his family for years, and him and his wife Evelyn are great. They're great.
Okay. So your relationship with Michael Schwartz.
Yeah.
How did that start?
He was a regular at my shop. Yeah, for a number of years here in Cambridge. Michael would come in, and again, there's these things. I knew Michael as a regular. I did not know that Michael was a screenplay writer.
Right.
I didn't know that he had done the screenplay for that R.L. Stine movie, Zombie Town. I didn't know that he had done No Malone. He showed up one day and he's like, "Oh, I'm doing this book," and I'm like, "What?" No, but I mean, it was great. I was like, how did I not know this? So it's weird. It's like when people catch me out at the grocery store, they only know me from the comic shop. They're like, "What do you do? You're not allowed out here." It's kind of like
you exist other than I know you.
It's like, "Oh, I don't know. I only know this version of you. I don't know the other versions of you."
Very good.
So that was super cool. And I mean, I have a connection to most of the people here. Not just as like their art itself or whatever. Xander, like I mentioned over there, been coming into my shop since he was a kid.
Yep.
Bab Buster's down at the end that does all the movie horror props.
Yes.
That's another Chris.
Yeah. Oh.
Chris I've known since
you can't have enough.
Chris was my first co-op student ever.
Okay.
I call him Coop, which is I took the hyphen out. I just call him Coop. Coop stood up for me at my wedding. It was my brothers and him. He was my third guy. Because we've just known each other for so long. He's a great kid, and now he's doing all these like 3D horror props and stuff. He just did Niagara Falls Comic Con. I had no idea. I knew he was into it. I knew he was doing all this stuff.
His logo is probably one of the best here.
Yeah, the Blockbuster.
The Blockbuster, that's pretty good.
He's got those little mini
K-pop.
You should check out Bab Busters to see some of the stuff that I say stuff. He literally has the little containers of the monster yogurts from the movie The Stuff. He's got 3D piranhas from Piranha 3 Double D.
Yeah.
He's got all sorts of great stuff.
He also has keychains of little VHS cassettes.
Yes.
And when I was walking around, I held it up. And I'm like, our grandchildren are not going to know what these are. Yeah. He said, we got to keep that medium alive. It's true.
Yeah, no, Studio Comics. I've known Alfonso, who owns Studio Comics.
Yep.
Probably 15 years at this point. Alfonso came to my store. He was pretty much had moved here from Mexico, and he was selling his comic books. A lot of them were in still in Spanish, and he had self-translated some of them, but I actually helped him in his early days translate his books for the Canadian market because his the English translation wasn't 100% at that time. So we reworked some stuff. We got to know each other through that, and I would carry his books, and then he went on to open up Studio Comics, and now he's got a successful publishing indie comic book publishing house, basically.
That's over in Kitchener.
Over in Kitchener.
Yep.
Yeah, Studio Comics Press. It's in the Frederick Street Mall. So if you're in the Southern Ontario area and you're looking for someone to print your comic books for you, they do a fantastic job. They do foil covers. They do all sorts of treatment covers. They've done a crazy amount of printing, just not your stereotypical printing. So yeah, check them.
Shout out to Kyle that's joined us. Kyle, my man. And Dead Man. It's getting like the Monty Python Bruce sketch, just replacing Christopher Bruce.
You know what my middle name is? Bruce.
Bruce.
No, I wish I was kidding, but I'm son of a Bruce, right? Yeah, there you go. You should know this.
Yeah. I felt like I already knew that, but here we are.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have one last question on blanking out on it. The variant game and the exclusive game.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's trendy for comic shops to get into their own exclusive covers. And let's be honest, they are not cheap, especially if you deal with the big two. Have you, from what I understand, you have yet to do it, but have you been approached about possibly having your own Retroactive Comics exclusive variant of not necessarily one of the big two, but an Image or
I have.
God forsake Aftershock, but something like that.
Or Boom or something.
Right.
They do regularly send out emails. Dynamite is big for this. They send out an email and say these comics are upcoming. If you would like your own exclusive cover,
Vampirella.
Yeah, Vampirella or whatever. This is what you have to do.
Yes.
Buy X amount of issue 1, buy X amount of issue 2 and 3, yada yada yada. So yes, I've been approached to buy it before. The price point has always been a little too high.
And you're dealing with American dollars too, right?
American dollars and shipping.
Yeah.
There's never been quite the fit for me. I would like something with a little less of a print run. So I'm hoping to find something where I can get maybe like a 500, 250, 500 started.
Yeah.
Something smaller and go from there. Something that's still desirable.
Right. Because you do have to move them.
You do have to move them.
Yep.
And there are other venues to do that now. I mean, I buy a lot of the exclusives that I bring into my shop. I purchased from other shops, right? So they've done their initial sale of their variants, and then they've offered them to me at a price where I can bring them across the border and still make a profit on them. Sell for a good price and still make a bit of money on them.
Right.
So I've done that. So yeah, I've been approached, but nothing is quite. There was a Walking Dead #1 a couple of years ago that they offered to shops. Image did. You could have your logo in the shattered glass window behind Rick Grimes.
Right.
But I sent them my logo with the Retro Rock account, which would have been awesome.
Right.
But I wanted it to be big. All I asked was to just make it big. It's got to be big. And they just wanted to use the words Retro Rock Comics, and it was so small that I couldn't possibly justify the price.
So they wanted. So they wanted just your font.
Yeah, just kind of straight across Retro Rock.
Okay.
So they sent me a proof, and I was like, no, I do not approve. So yeah, we had to take a pass on it.
Now, you have been fortunate enough, though, with Todd, to have Retroactive Comics listed on a Spawn book, correct?
Yep.
So for those that don't know, if you can remember that Spider-Man homage where we had Spawn kind of like web slinging through the air, but it was chains. Retroactive Comics is actually one of the comic shops that was listed.
Yep.
And did they reach out to you for that, or was that just a surprise?
Yes, we were asked if we would want to participate.
Yes.
And of course we said yes. You had to sign up. And I got right on the front cover, which I'm very grateful for. We're a small, tiny font, but we are there. We're really very close to Spawn on the front cover, which is cool. So the eye's kind of drawn to him, and we are right there.
Right.
Which is great.
Now, was that free, or did you have to put
no,
it?
I
No.
didn't have to pay for that.
Wow.
Which is nice.
Look at Todd coming through again, eh?
Yeah. So that was all right. It's those little kind of perks too that is good, that keep you going. And you see your name, you see your store's name on an official book, and you're like, wow, this really happens.
And Spawn. Like let's be honest. Like it's not Small Tomatoes we're talking about here. It's Spawn.
Yeah.
Which again is the most affordable comic book on New Comic Book Day, hands down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I've had my store name on the inside of a couple comics too, which is very cool. Because Marvel, back in the early days of me being open, they would send us retailer thank yous, which they still do. We still get retailer thank yous from Boom and a couple of other places. But Marvel used to send them, and if you got they'd have a special cover that was kind of semi black and white, and then the rest of it would be in color.
Yep.
But on the inside, it would say "Thank you, Retro Rocket Comics."
Now, just one copy,
two
or
copies.
2 copies.
Every store would get 2 copies of that with their name inside.
Nice.
And I have those ones. Those were like, wow, I kind of made it. My store has been recognized by Marvel Comics.
$1 million question: was it an ASM book?
No, it's Fantastic Four.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with Fantastic Four number 1 at the time. Yeah.
Okay. So one of the volumes previously. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, it was a Fantastic Four one, and I think an Avengers one as well. I got.
Look at that.
Which was great.
Look at that. Yeah, the 2 biggest team books going. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
2 biggest non-mutant team books. Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, thank you for this, man. I've been wanting to do it for a while.
All right. Appreciate it.
I don't know why you
very much for
shaking hands.
taking the time.
All right, I'm going to keep doing this for a little bit longer, but we do have only subs. So thanks for inviting me for this, Chris.
Not a problem.
We'll do next year as well. Okay. So let me catch up on this, and let's see who's here. Yeah, can't make that up. Bruce, you're the man. Yeah, that's Chris's middle name, and Chris's late father was named Bruce. Let's see. Dead man shouting out. Kyle, that's in the house. Pocan. Joe, my man. Hope that you're doing well. Hope you and your wife are doing well, my man. Yeah. Yes, it's literally what went through my mind as well. Like, oh, if The Walking Dead would have done the Bubble Girl on the rocket, that would have been great. Yeah, I definitely would try to hunt that down in the 9/8 if they would have done that. We're good. I'm good. Again, we're here at the Mini-Con on Main Street, the first official Retro Rocket Comics Comic-Con. We did plan to have it outside originally, but we had a tornado warning and heavy rain this morning. And the forecast all week was that it was going to be bad. The weather was going to be bad. And but it is a little bit nicer right now. I'm going to turn the camera outside. As you can see, we do have some blue sky. And that lady that's right there in the purple, that's Kelly. That's Chris's wife, the other half of Retro Rocket Comics, who apparently came up with was the brainchild for the girl logo. Joseph Michael, my man, the Adventures Joe. Thank you for stopping by. Find somewhere better for only slabs. You're getting very blurry. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up in just a moment. Splash Page Comics. Hello, YouTubians. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome to the Mini-Con on Main Street. And I will. Okay, so what we're going to do, folks, is I've been going live for the better part of almost 2.5 hours. I'm going to do the walking tour one more time of my LCS, your LCS, Retro Rocket Comics. And then I'm going to wrap up this live stream. So for those of you that have been hanging out, that have been lurking, that have been active in the chat, so thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, if you are here in Ontario, the con is still live. It's still active. The guests are still here. Everything is still happening. Swing on by. Check out the Mini-Con on Main. And you'll see me in an hour's time at that little show that we like to know as Only Slabs. So again, everyone, thank you so much. Here is Retro Rocket Comics.
Thanks everyone for watching. Don't do that. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's it. I'm out of here.